like to say it's an annual tradition that we visit the Fryeburg Fair. If I had it my way, that would be the case. We have a bit of a fair hater in our home. That is what I have dubbed him. My husband is not in love with the peopliness of fairs, and so if we make it to any fair during the fair season, this is typically the one that we go to, and he still has lots of complaints along the way. So when we do visit the fair, we typically focus on the animals and the fair food. We skip the rides. They get costly with 3 children, and they make my husband feel unwell. So we just skip those. He loves animals, though, particularly cows. They're one of his favorites. You're going to see him doing some snuggling of cows in this video, which I find adorable, of course. Let me know if you have an obsession with cows like he does. Is this something that is widespread, or is he unique in his love of cows? He wants to have a pet cow. He knows it's not realistic, but that is a lifelong dream of his, to own a cow just as a pet. If you are someone who frequents fairs, whether it's the Fryeburg Fair or another fair, I would love to know what your favorite part of fairs are. And if you've been to the Fryeburg Fair, be sure to leave this emoji in the comments so I can come say hi to you. On a side note, if you're noticing that I sound a little different in this video, a little bit nasally, you're not wrong. I have a cold. I think that is pretty typical for back to school season, especially when you are a teacher yourself and when you have multiple children who are also attending school, and it just kind of results in our home being a germ factory sometimes. So doing my best, and just bear with me if I sound nasally and such. One of my favorite things about putting these vlogs together for you guys is that I always spend a little bit of time researching the location or the event that we are visiting, and I inevitably learn things that I never knew before, and then I get to share a little bit of that history with you guys. So here are some of the most interesting things that I learned about the Fryeburg Fair when I was doing some research related to it. It was a chilly day in March of 1851 when a few local farmers and merchants got together and decided to show off their harvest, produce, cattle, and wares to the community. And since those humble beginnings, Fryeburg Fair, Maine's Blue Ribbon Classic, is now known as Maine's largest agricultural fair, second in New England in size only to the eastern states in Massachusetts. Brandon, do you love cows? Today, Fryeburg Fair sits on 185 acres and has over 100 buildings. The 8-day fair hosts over 3,000 animals, including prize-winning draft horses, ponies, racing horses, oxen, dairy and beef, cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, poultry, rabbits, and more.
Look at your wet snout! It's just because the hair is so short. It's like on top of my head.
Like the skin bone. You can see their bones. Just lick me, Mama.
That was cute. Aww.
You rolling around the back with too many people?
These ones are so fluffy.
Maine's Blue Ribbon Classic is always during the first week in October. Fryeburg Fair has flourished since that first fair when William Walker of Lovell won $3 for the best acre of corn and William Spring of Brownfield earned $1 for the best seed wheat. Fryeburg Fair attracts more than 225,000 people annually. In my research, I also found a timeline related to some of the different things that happened at the Fryeburg Fair, and some of the most interesting to me included some of the beginning dates, such as in 1818, the Agricultural Society of Maine was incorporated by the General Court of Massachusetts. Their goal was, and still is, to educate the public about agriculture. From 1832 to 1856, 26 local societies were established in Maine who held yearly agricultural fairs. The earliest fairs in Maine were one-day events serving as get-togethers for farm people where they could exchange problems and show off their best vegetables, fruits, and grains. Usually, there were pulling events to see whose team was best. In this time period, the Fryeburg Fair was organized. On On March 27, 1851, several influential businessmen from the towns of Hiram, Brownfield, and Fryeburg held a meeting at Sam Stickney's Inn in Brownfield to discuss forming an agricultural society. Peleg Wadsworth of Hiram was chosen president. Wadsworth, Osgood, and Thomas Souther were assigned to draw up a construction and bylaws. An act of incorporation was approved and granted on June 3rd. It included the towns of Fryeburg, Brownfield, Hiram, Porter, Denmark, Lovell, Sweden, Stowe, Waterford, and Stoneham, Maine, under the name of the West Oxford Agricultural Society. Their first fair was held in Hiram on October 23, 1851. The second fair was held in Fryeburg at the South Meeting House in 1852, and they chose a representative to the Maine Board of Agriculture, Isaac Spring. The fair apparently went to 2 days until 1861. In 1853, the third fair was held in Lovell at the Methodist Church, and they formed a committee to find a permanent location. The fourth fair in 1854 was held in Denmark at the schoolhouse. In 1855, the fifth fair was held in Porter at the Methodist Church. The sixth fair in 1856 was held in Brownfield at the Congregational Church, and after 2 years of searching, they voted to permanently locate in Fryeburg. The seventh fair in 1857 was held in Fryeburg at the Fryeburg Vestry. The fair went to 3 days in 1861 until 1867 when it went back to 2 days. However, in 1868, the fair went back to 3 days where it stayed for 77 years. In 1884, a 26-acre lot was purchased from William H. Abbott for $133. This is the lot where the Fryeburg Fair is held today. On October 4, 1885, the first fair was held at its new and present location with a large exhibition hall, comfortable sheds, a half-mile track, and 800-seat grandstand. Skipping ahead some years to 1918, the fair didn't do too well due to the war, an impending influenza epidemic, and the weather. But later on, the day of the automobile had really arrived by 1924, when 2,000 cars paid 50 cents each to park on the grounds. Admission receipts numbered 6,964 adults at 50 cents each and 729 children at 10 cents each. The totals, $4,554.90, compared with the $213.41 earned 19 years earlier. Due to the Depression, the fair officials held a special meeting in 1933 and voted to reduce the general admission to 35 cents. During World War II, there was a lot of concern about gas rationing. However, the trustees unanimously voted to hold the fair as usual, and men in uniform were admitted for free. In 1945, the fair went to 4 days. In 1950, the fair went to 5 days. And in 1967, the fair went to 7 days. And then in 1978, the fair went to its present 8 days. In 1986, Eva Ward was the first woman elected to serve on the Board of Trustees. In the year 2000, it marked the 150th anniversary of the Fryeburg Fair.
Oh, you got an eye booger. Let's get that.
In 2004, the fair experienced record attendance of 199,276 people. In 2005, the fair experienced a record premiums paid in the amount of $353,137. The last 10 years have brought lots of improvements and upgrades for the fairgrounds, as well as a fire that destroyed the sheep and beef cattle barns in 2018. Lots of additional history information related to the Fryeburg Fair can be found in person at the Fryeburg Fair, specifically in the History Hall, which was created in 2002 to recognize and honor the many people who helped the fair grow over the years. History Hall is on the ground level of Expo 1 and focuses specifically on the history of Fryeburg Fair. The Farm Museum at Fryeburg Fair showcases the history of agriculture. The Fryeburg Fair website offers so much information. I found it very user-friendly, and I found things from just general information, of course, dates of the fair and that sort of thing, but all of the history that I've mentioned to you so far in this vlog. And then I found videos, a tour of Fryeburg Fair's History Hall with Barbara Hill, Fryeburg Fair annual posters, and even Fryeburg Fair trivia for kids, as well as information about ribbons, trophies, and people that have been involved in the Fryeburg Fair. And with that, I am done sharing history about the Fryeburg Fair, and I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of the video. Charlie petting Charlie. I guess. I don't really know. Hello, baby.
He's the one that's been making the noise. Thank you.
Hello, babies. Me too.
They're great. Look at your snout.
Your snout is so round and
Brandon,
Stay here.
Brandon, can you tell me how much you love fairs?
Ready?
Let's talk about it.
We love fairs.
Try it. She modeled it for you. It's your turn. That was we do. Now it's you do.
Let's try it again.
Can you tell that we're teachers?
I do. We do.
No.
Ready?
No.
Ready?
I do. We love fairs.
No.
Your turn.
We do.
No.
did.
While we thoroughly enjoyed our trip to the Fryeburg Fair, okay, well, let's be honest here. Some of us thoroughly enjoyed our trip to the Fryeburg Fair this year. Others, the fair hater, found it to be an okay experience. It was a very busy time. There were lots of people. We went on opening day. I don't know if that is a busier day or not. And clearly from this vlog, you can tell that we were able to do and see a lot of things, but there were also a lot of things that we just never made it to. And that's a wrap for our family adventure to the Fryeburg Fair in 2022. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it so much if you'd give it a thumbs up, and also make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so you'll see any future content that I create. Thank you so much for coming along with us today. I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!